Coming up this week, we're gonna do a little something different. We're taking it really, literally off-road. We're gonna take a beauty ride on one of these helicopters here. We're down here in Sandestin, Florida, and we're gonna go up and down the coastline and spice it up, change it up for you guys a little bit. That's what we got coming up. I'm Jay Walker. You're watching Life Off-Road right here on JW Motorsports. All right, folks, so we are here at the helicab. This is going to be one of my short takes here as we're about to take a tour of the coastal line down here in Sandestin. So let's check it out. Got the helicopter there. This is going to be very cool, folks. Very cool. Walk inside. So as we begin to start our journey, as you can tell, my nephew right here is trying his best not to smile, even though he was kind of pouting throughout the morning, because even at first he did not want to go on this ride, but me and his dad, my brother-in-law, had to really convince him, and he finally gave in. But nevertheless, as we begin to take off, like I said, it was very smooth. I wasn't really expecting it to be as smooth taking off. But, you know, the winds were calm. You know, it was a very nice, calm day. You know, when you're flying, and I'm talking like I'm a pilot, but when you're flying, you know, they have different flight rules for different aircraft. And normally on helicopters, they fly VFR, which is visual flight rules. And normally on the airlines, they use either visual flight rules or instrument flight rules, which is IFR. Most of the time in the helicopters, you can only do visual flight rules because you're not allowed to fly through the clouds or fog and any of that nature. They normally have you held over to the ground. So as we make our first turn here, just kind of banking left a little bit, we're kind of just going out into the Gulf right here. And like I said, very smooth, no turbulence at all. And our pilot Andrew was really just a pro's pro, and believe it or not, he had only been flying for only 6 months. So of course I asked him that towards the end of the video. I thought I might have, if he would have told me that in the beginning, I probably would have been a little nervous, but I could tell he really knew how to handle that equipment. So as we come up here, we're basically flying over some of the beginning of the resorts right here, and on the other side you can see the Gulf. You can see far back there to your left is the Bayside area. But through here, I mean, Destin is a very unique town. It's very laid back. It's very beautiful. There are a lot of places to stay. We always stay at the Sandestin, and the closer we get to the area where we normally stay, I would point that out to you guys. Just incredible views, folks. As you can tell, Destin is one of our favorite vacation destinations for our family. We normally plan a family trip down there at least once a year. But coming around through here, like I said, you know, you see a lot of the hotels, Airbnbs, Verbos. You know, you can pretty much take your pick where you want to stay. And just flying over through some of the resorts right here, as you can tell, the flight is very smooth. It may not show on video, but it's very smooth. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't rocking or anything like that. I mean, it was just a smooth ride, just kind of just gliding over the coastline, just overlooking everything. As you can see right here, how beautiful the beach is, just the clear blue water. I mean, it's just so amazing. I think right here is my brother-in-law was FaceTiming my sisters because they were back at the house just kind of chilling. We tried to get them to come out, but they were not having it, neither one of them. I wish they would have done it because it was so much fun. I mean, we had a blast doing this, and I recommend everyone, if you ever get down there or anywhere vacation, if you have a chance to do a helicopter ride or a tour ride, I definitely recommend it. I mean, like I said, that was my first time ever flying on the helicopter, and I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, it was just I always love aviation and having a epiphany for planes and choppers and stuff like that. So I would definitely strongly recommend you try it. We just passed where we stayed at. We stayed at the Baytown Wharf Resort, and then not too far from there, you look at the White House that's right there on your left-hand corner. You see the pretty blue pool. That is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones's place. As you can tell, he's not really a frequent visitor, but that's his spot. And right here, we're going to take a real steep left-hand bank turn to make our way back, and that just felt amazing just doing that in a chopper. Like I said, Andrew was the best in the world. I mean, like I said, for him to not been flying helicopters long, he made it seem like he had been doing it for years. But real cool guy, real cool pilot. So definitely appreciate him for the fantastic views as we make our way back up the coastline and head back towards the heliport. So as we make our way back to the heliport, a lot of people were asking, how high were we flying during this tour? And we were only, folks, maybe 500, 600 feet above ground, which is, that's high, but it's high enough, just to kind of give you a perspective of what it looks like down there. But like I said, very smooth rides, no turbulence at all. Andrew was a great pilot, and we had our headsets on the whole time, so it wasn't loud in there at all. We was able to communicate. The next time I do one of these things, I need to bring an additional audio cord so I could plug into the headsets and plug it through my phone as a voice recorder and actually record the whole conversation, let you guys hear what kind of goes on behind the scenes between communicating with Andrew and listening to him communicate with the tower and the ground, ATC, what you call air traffic control, as you can hear all the call signs and everything, because that's pretty cool to hear too on the radio. So you'll be able to hear our conversation. But this was the best we could do. Like I said, this was kind of a last minute decision. We was all at the beach one day, and my brother-in-law was like, "Hey man, I wonder how much one of these helicopter tours cost." And I was like, "Well, let's find out." And it was very, very easy to book. You call the number. I believe they're the only ones in town, so it's only one tourist attraction in town for that. So it was pretty simple. We just drove right down. They were only maybe 10 miles from where we stayed, and they're just in a little abandoned parking lot, I believe, where a bank used to be. And they just set up shop over there, and that was it. So you kind of get a look at the instrument panel right there. It's pretty cool to see. It can look intimidating, watching Andrew fly with the joystick and looking at the instrument panel and all those gauges. One day I'm gonna continue to try to get my pilot's license. That's the secret I've been keeping, but I have been on the low studying for a pilot's license, off and on. So
one day I'm gonna finish that up. I just haven't really had the time. But as we make our way, I just wanted to conclude that this was a very fun outing that day. And I said before earlier, I highly, strongly recommend if you have a chance to do it, take a flight, man. It was a blast. So let's prepare for our touchdown here. Well, guys, that was amazing. That was an amazing flight. I want to thank again our pilot Andrew, as you see him back there. Did an excellent job, amazing job. I do highly recommend if y'all do come down here, catch a flight. It's the best money you ever spend. It's definitely worth it. You gotta live a little, all right? We'll catch y'all next time on J-Dub Motorsports.